Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to explore a profound truth. Our mind, with all its chatter and noise, is not our master but our servant. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a loyal assistant, eager to help you navigate the vast landscapes of existence. This shift in perspective is not just liberating, it is transformative. The mind is a fascinating entity, a complex labyrinth of thoughts, feelings, and perceptions that shapes our reality. It is easy to fall into the trap of believing that we are defined by our thoughts, that we are merely the sum of our mental activity. Yet, upon deeper reflection, we can uncover the profound truth that we are not our minds, we are the awareness that observes them. This realization holds the key to transforming our relationship with ourselves and the world around us. At its core, the mind is a tool. Just as a craftsman wields a hammer to create, we can harness the power of our minds to shape our experiences. However, too often, we allow our minds to run unchecked, leading us down pathways of negativity, doubt, and anxiety. We become entangled in a web of thoughts that can distort our perception of reality. The mind, when left to its own devices, can conjure fears that never materialize and amplify insecurities that hold us back. It becomes a master that dictates our emotions, actions, and even our self-worth. Yet, if we can view our minds as servants rather than masters, we open ourselves to a world of possibilities. This shift in perspective is not merely a philosophical exercise, it is a practical approach to navigating life. Recognizing that our thoughts are transient, that they come and go like waves upon the shore, allows us to detach from them. We can observe our thoughts without judgment, understanding that they do not define us. Instead, we are the observers of these thoughts, the consciousness that exists beyond them. This distinction is crucial. When we identify ourselves with our thoughts, we can easily become lost in a cycle of self-criticism and doubt. Our inner dialogue can be harsh, filled with shoulds and musts that create an oppressive atmosphere. But by stepping back and recognizing our role as the observer, we gain the power to change the narrative. We can choose to engage with thoughts that uplift and empower us, while letting go of those that do not serve our well-being. Mindfulness is an essential practice in cultivating this awareness. By training ourselves to be present and fully engaged in the moment, we can create a space between ourselves and our thoughts. This space allows us to assess our mental chatter with clarity. We learn to recognize when negative thoughts arise and to question their validity. Are these thoughts based on reality, or are they simply constructs of our minds? When we can observe our thoughts in this way, we regain control over our mental landscape. The nature of the mind is inherently creative. It possesses the remarkable ability to visualize, imagine, and innovate. This creativity can be harnessed to envision our goals and aspirations. When we treat our minds as servants, we can guide this creative energy toward constructive outcomes. We can set intentions, create plans, and visualize success in ways that align with our true desires. Instead of being bogged down by limiting beliefs, we can cultivate a mindset of abundance and possibility. This does not mean we can simply will away negative thoughts or emotions. It is natural for the mind to experience a full spectrum of feelings, from joy to sadness, confidence to insecurity. The key lies in how we respond to these thoughts and feelings. When we approach them with curiosity rather than resistance, we allow ourselves to experience the richness of life without becoming overwhelmed. We recognize that emotions are like clouds passing through the vast sky of our consciousness, temporary and ever-changing. The nature of the mind is multifaceted. It can be a source of wisdom and insight, or a breeding ground for fear and doubt. The choice lies in how we engage with it. By adopting the perspective that our mind is our servant, we can take charge of our mental processes. We can cultivate mindfulness, harness our creativity, and navigate the complexities of our emotions with grace. This journey toward understanding the nature of the mind invites us to explore the depths of our consciousness, revealing the profound potential that lies within each of us. By doing so, we embrace our true selves, unbound by the limitations imposed by our thoughts. The concept of thoughts as servants invites us to reconsider the relationship we have with our inner dialogue. Often we find ourselves overwhelmed by a barrage of mental chatter that seems relentless and at times oppressive. However, when we shift our perspective and recognize that thoughts can serve us rather than control us, we unlock a powerful tool for personal growth and transformation. This reorientation begins with understanding that thoughts are not inherent truths, but rather fleeting perceptions that can be directed and utilized to foster our well-being. When we regard thoughts as servants, we acknowledge their potential to help us navigate the complexities of life. Each thought carries the capacity to inform our decisions, shape our emotions, and influence our actions. However, to fully harness this potential, we must engage with our thoughts consciously. This means becoming aware of what we think and how we think it. Are our thoughts empowering, or do they undermine our confidence and aspirations? By questioning the nature of our thoughts, we can discern which ones we wish to cultivate and which we would benefit from releasing. The first step in this process is cultivating awareness. This awareness allows us to observe our thoughts without judgment. Rather than being swept away by the current of our mental activity, we can stand back and observe our thoughts as if we were watching clouds pass in the sky. This practice of observation is central to mindfulness, which encourages us to engage with our thoughts in a non-reactive way. By doing so, we create a space for clarity and understanding. In this space, we can identify recurring patterns in our thinking, those thoughts that serve our goals and those that detract from them. Once we develop this awareness, we can actively choose which thoughts to embrace. This process is akin to a gardener tending to a garden, pulling out the weeds that threaten to choke the life out of the flowers. Negative or limiting thoughts, such as "I'm not good enough" or "I will never succeed," can be replaced with affirming, constructive beliefs. For example, transforming the thought "I can't do this" into "I am capable and will learn as I go" opens the door to new possibilities. This simple act of reframing can drastically change our emotional landscape, allowing us to approach challenges with a sense of empowerment and resilience. In addition to reframing negative thoughts, we can also consciously cultivate positive affirmations. These are empowering statements that reinforce our capabilities and worth. By regularly repeating affirmations like "I am worthy of love and success," or "I have the strength to overcome obstacles," we train our minds to align with these empowering beliefs. Over time, these affirmations begin to take root in our consciousness, becoming the new baseline from which we operate. Instead of being reactive to negative thoughts, we proactively shape our mental environment. When we view our thoughts as servants, we can harness their creative power. The mind is inherently imaginative and can conjure visions of the future, helping us set intentions and goals. When we intentionally direct our thoughts towards our aspirations, we activate the creative potential within us. Visualization techniques can be particularly effective in this regard. By picturing our desired outcomes in vivid detail, we engage our subconscious mind, which works to align our actions with those visions. This practice not only motivates us, but also helps us recognize opportunities that we might have otherwise overlooked. It is essential to recognize that the process of directing our thoughts requires patience and practice. Our minds are often conditioned to fall back into negative patterns, especially during times of stress or uncertainty. This is where the role of mindfulness becomes crucial again. By consistently practicing mindfulness, we develop the ability to catch ourselves in moments of negative thinking and redirect our focus. Rather than spiraling into self-doubt, we can pause, breathe, and choose to engage with more empowering thoughts. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences can significantly enhance our ability to maintain this mindset. The people we interact with, the media we consume, and the environments we inhabit all contribute to our thought processes. By choosing to engage with uplifting content and nurturing relationships, we create a supportive ecosystem that reinforces the idea of thoughts as servants. This environment encourages us to stay aligned with our positive thoughts and intentions. Viewing thoughts as servants empowers us to take charge of our mental landscape. By cultivating awareness, reframing negative beliefs, embracing affirmations, and harnessing our creative potential, we can transform the way we engage with our thoughts. This proactive approach not only enhances our emotional well-being, but also sets us on a path toward achieving our goals and living a fulfilling life. Through this process, we realize that our thoughts are not our masters, but our allies, ready to serve us in the pursuit of our highest aspirations. Mindfulness and awareness are practices that have gained significant attention in recent years, yet their roots stretch deep into various contemplative traditions. At its core, mindfulness is the ability to be fully present in the moment, to engage with our thoughts, emotions, and surroundings without judgment or distraction. This practice invites us to observe our experiences as they unfold, allowing us to cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship with the world. By fostering this awareness, we can break free from the habitual patterns of thinking that often dictate our lives. To begin with, mindfulness encourages a shift in perspective. In our fast-paced society, we often find ourselves caught in a whirlwind of thoughts and distractions. Our minds race ahead to the future or dwell in the past, leaving little room for the richness of the present moment. Mindfulness invites us to slow down, to pause, and to immerse ourselves in the here and now. When we consciously focus on the present, we create a space for clarity, where we can observe our thoughts without becoming entangled in them. This practice teaches us that our thoughts are not necessarily reflections of reality, rather, they are ephemeral constructs that can be observed and understood. One of the fundamental aspects of mindfulness is breath awareness. The breath serves as an anchor, bringing our attention back to the present moment whenever we find ourselves drifting into distraction. By focusing on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving our bodies, we cultivate a sense of grounding. This simple act of awareness creates a profound connection to the present, allowing us to experience life more fully. As we engage in breath awareness, we begin to notice the interplay between our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations. This holistic awareness is essential for developing a deeper understanding of ourselves. As we practice mindfulness, we also learn to observe our thoughts and feelings with curiosity rather than judgment. This non-judgmental awareness enables us to create distance between ourselves and our mental chatter. Instead of becoming consumed by negative thoughts or emotional reactions, we can step back and witness them as they arise. For instance, if a thought like "I'm not good enough" surfaces, mindfulness encourages us to acknowledge it without necessarily accepting it as truth. By observing the thought, we can investigate its origin, recognizing it as a temporary mental event, rather than a definitive statement about ourselves. This process of inquiry fosters self-compassion and acceptance, allowing us to respond to our inner dialogue with kindness. Another critical component of mindfulness is the practice of gratitude. When we bring awareness to our daily experiences, we can cultivate a sense of appreciation for the present moment. By focusing on the positive aspects of our lives, no matter how small, we shift our attention away from negative thought patterns and foster a mindset of abundance. Gratitude opens our hearts and minds, allowing us to embrace the richness of life. It shifts our perspective from what we lack to what we have, promoting a sense of fulfillment and contentment. Mindfulness also enhances our emotional intelligence. As we become more aware of our thoughts and feelings, we develop the ability to recognize and understand our emotional responses. This heightened awareness allows us to respond to challenging situations with clarity and composure, rather than reacting impulsively. For example, in a stressful scenario, rather than succumbing to frustration or anxiety, mindfulness encourages us to pause, take a breath, and assess the situation. This conscious response not only benefits our emotional well-being, but also strengthens our relationships with others, as we become more attuned to their feelings and needs. Furthermore, the practice of mindfulness extends beyond moments of formal meditation. It can be integrated into our daily lives through simple practices such as mindful walking, eating, or even listening. When we engage in these activities with full attention, we cultivate a sense of presence that enriches our experiences. Mindful walking, for instance, invites us to pay attention to the sensations in our feet as they make contact with the ground, the rhythm of breath, and the sights and sounds around us. This awareness transforms ordinary activities into opportunities for connection and insight. In addition, mindfulness has been shown to have numerous benefits for mental and physical health. Research indicates that mindfulness practices can reduce stress, anxiety, and depression while promoting overall well-being by fostering a state of presence and acceptance. Mindfulness encourages us to approach life's challenges with resilience and adaptability. This holistic approach to well-being empowers us to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace and equanimity. Mindfulness and awareness invite us to embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth. By cultivating the ability to be fully present and observing our thoughts and emotions with curiosity, we open the door to deeper understanding and transformation. This practice allows us to break free from the shackles of habitual thinking, enabling us to engage with life more authentically and meaningfully. Through mindfulness, we reclaim our power, discovering that we have the ability to shape our experiences and create a life imbued with intention and purpose. Reframing perspective is a powerful tool that allows individuals to transform their understanding of experiences, thoughts, and emotions. This mental shift can significantly influence our perception of reality, enabling us to approach challenges with resilience and optimism. Often our thoughts and beliefs are rooted in long-held assumptions or societal norms that shape how we interpret the world. By learning to reframe our perspective, we can break free from limiting beliefs and cultivate a more empowering narrative about ourselves and our experiences. At its essence, reframing involves viewing a situation or thought from a different angle. This cognitive restructuring enables us to replace negative or unproductive thoughts with more constructive ones. For example, consider a situation where someone faces a setback at work. The initial reaction might be to dwell on feelings of failure or inadequacy. However, by reframing the situation, one could view the setback as an opportunity for growth, a chance to learn, adapt, and ultimately become more skilled in their role. This shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset fosters resilience and encourages a proactive approach to challenges. One effective way to practice reframing is to ask ourselves guiding questions that challenge our assumptions. For instance, when confronted with a negative thought, we might ask, is this thought based on facts or is it a perception? Or what evidence do I have that supports or contradicts this belief? Such inquiries prompt deeper introspection and often lead to the realization that our thoughts are not always accurate reflections of reality. By engaging in this process, we can cultivate a more balanced perspective, recognizing that our initial reactions may be clouded by emotions or biases. Moreover, reframing allows us to shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. In times of adversity, it is easy to become fixated on shortcomings or failures. However, by consciously redirecting our attention to the strengths, skills, and resources we possess, we foster a sense of empowerment. This practice is particularly important in moments of self-doubt or uncertainty. For example, rather than thinking, I am not good enough, one could reframe the thought to, I have unique qualities and experiences that contribute to my worth. This shift in perspective not only bolsters self-esteem, but also enhances motivation and engagement. Additionally, the concept of reframing can be applied to interpersonal relationships. Communication often becomes strained due to misunderstandings or differing viewpoints. By reframing our perspective during conflicts, we can approach conversations with empathy and openness. Instead of viewing a disagreement as a threat to our relationship, we can see it as an opportunity to understand the other person's perspective better. This shift fosters compassion, allowing us to bridge gaps in understanding and strengthen connections. For instance, when a loved one expresses frustration, rather than reacting defensively, reframing encourages us to consider their feelings and experiences, leading to a more productive dialogue. Reframing can also play a crucial role in overcoming fears and anxieties. Many individuals struggle with anxiety rooted in negative thought patterns, such as catastrophizing or overgeneralizing. By learning to reframe these thoughts, individuals can diminish the power of their fears. For example, rather than thinking, if I fail, my life will be ruined, reframing could lead to the realization that failure is a natural part of learning, and I can always recover and grow from my experiences. This shift helps to alleviate the paralyzing effects of fear, enabling individuals to take calculated risks and pursue their aspirations. The practice of gratitude can also complement reframing. By intentionally focusing on the positive aspects of our lives, we cultivate a mindset that seeks out the silver linings in challenging situations. When faced with adversity, a gratitude practice encourages us to identify lessons learned or strengths gained, further enriching our reframed perspective. This habit of gratitude not only enhances our overall well-being, but also reinforces a resilient mindset. In workplaces and educational settings, reframing can foster innovation and creativity. When individuals encounter obstacles or setbacks, they may become disheartened or resistant to new ideas. However, reframing allows teams to view challenges as opportunities for collaboration and innovation. For instance, a project that does not go as planned can be reframed as a learning experience that informs future endeavors. By fostering an environment that encourages reframing, organizations can inspire creativity and resilience among their members, driving progress and growth. Reframing perspective is a dynamic and ongoing process that requires practice and intention. It invites us to challenge our thoughts, question our assumptions, and embrace a more flexible approach to life. By learning to view situations from different angles, we can cultivate resilience, enhance our relationships, and foster a greater sense of empowerment. This shift not only transforms our inner dialogue, but also enriches our interactions with the world around us. Through reframing, we discover the profound ability to shape our experiences and create a more fulfilling life grounded in possibility and growth. Creating a positive environment is a powerful endeavor that significantly influences our mental well-being, productivity, and overall quality of life. The spaces we inhabit, be they physical, social, or emotional, have a profound impact on how we think, feel, and interact with others. By consciously cultivating a positive environment, we can foster a sense of belonging, enhance creativity, and promote emotional resilience. This process begins with intentional choices about our surroundings, our relationships, and our mindset. To start, the physical environment plays a critical role in shaping our experiences. A cluttered or chaotic space can contribute to feelings of stress and overwhelm, while an organized and aesthetically pleasing environment can inspire calm and focus. Simple changes, such as decluttering a workspace, incorporating natural elements like plants, or utilizing soothing colors, can significantly improve the atmosphere of a space. These alterations not only create a more inviting setting, but also promote mental clarity and well-being. For instance, studies have shown that exposure to greenery can reduce stress levels and improve mood, making the addition of plants a simple yet effective strategy for enhancing our physical environment. The arrangement and functionality of a space can greatly influence our daily activities. Creating designated areas for relaxation, work, and creativity allows us to shift our mindset depending on our needs. For example, a cozy reading nook can foster tranquility and reflection, while a well-organized workspace can enhance productivity and focus. By consciously designing our environments to support our goals, we create conditions that facilitate positive experiences and outcomes. In addition to the physical environment, the social atmosphere we cultivate is equally important. The relationships we nurture can either uplift or drain our energy, significantly impacting our emotional well-being. Surrounding ourselves with positive, supportive individuals fosters a sense of belonging and encourages personal growth. These relationships create a network of encouragement, where we can share our aspirations, seek advice, and celebrate successes. Conversely, distancing ourselves from toxic or negative influences can help us reclaim our energy and focus on what truly matters. Open communication and mutual respect are fundamental components of creating a positive social environment. By fostering a culture of appreciation and understanding, we encourage healthy interactions. This can be achieved through active listening, empathy, and constructive feedback. When individuals feel heard and valued, they are more likely to contribute positively to the group dynamic. leading to a more harmonious and productive environment. Another critical aspect of cultivating positivity is the practice of gratitude. By consciously acknowledging and appreciating the positive aspects of our lives, we shift our focus away from negativity and cultivate a mindset of abundance. This practice can be easily integrated into daily routines, whether through keeping a gratitude journal, sharing appreciations with loved ones, or simply taking a moment to reflect on the good in our lives. As we develop a habit of gratitude, we train our minds to recognize and celebrate the positive, creating an uplifting environment for ourselves and those around us. Emotional resilience is another key component of a positive environment. Life inevitably presents challenges and setbacks, but how we respond to these experiences can shape our overall well-being. Developing resilience involves cultivating a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth. When we face difficulties with a positive outlook, we not only enhance our ability to cope, but also create an environment that encourages learning and adaptation. This resilience can be fostered through practices such as mindfulness, which promotes awareness and acceptance of our thoughts and feelings without judgment. Furthermore, fostering a culture of positivity often requires intentionality and commitment. Engaging in regular team-building activities, establishing rituals of appreciation, and creating safe spaces for open dialogue can help nurture a positive environment in workplaces or communities. These practices encourage collaboration and connection, allowing individuals to feel invested in each other's success. Additionally, leaders and influencers play a crucial role in setting the tone for positivity. By modeling positive behavior and promoting a culture of encouragement, they can inspire others to do the same. Creating a positive environment also involves being mindful of the media and content we consume. The information we engage with can greatly influence our mindset and emotions. Choosing uplifting, inspiring, and educational content over negative or fear-based narratives can help us maintain a positive outlook. Whether it's selecting uplifting podcasts, motivational books, or engaging with art that resonates with our values, being intentional about the content we consume allows us to shape our mental landscape actively. The process of creating a positive environment is an ongoing journey that requires intention and effort. By consciously designing our physical spaces, nurturing supportive relationships, practicing gratitude, fostering resilience, and being mindful of the content we engage with, we lay the groundwork for a more positive existence. This commitment not only enriches our own lives, but also radiates outward, influencing those around us. As we cultivate positivity in our environments, we create a ripple effect, contributing to a collective sense of well-being and fulfillment that enhances our shared human experience. Embracing uncertainty is an essential aspect of the human experience that often evokes fear and anxiety. Yet it also presents an opportunity for growth, adaptability, and resilience. In a world characterized by constant change and unpredictability, the ability to navigate uncertainty is not just advantageous, it is vital. By cultivating an attitude that welcomes uncertainty rather than resists it, we can transform our lives, opening ourselves to new possibilities and insights that enrich our journey. The discomfort that often accompanies uncertainty arises from our innate desire for control and predictability. We thrive on routine and familiar outcomes, as they provide a sense of security and stability. However, life is inherently unpredictable, and trying to impose rigid expectations can lead to frustration and disappointment. By accepting that uncertainty is a fundamental aspect of existence, we can shift our mindset from one of fear to one of curiosity. This change in perspective allows us to view uncertainty not as a threat but as a canvas for possibility. One effective way to embrace uncertainty is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness encourages us to be present with our thoughts and feelings, enabling us to observe our reactions to uncertainty without judgment. When faced with unpredictable situations, mindfulness allows us to cultivate awareness of our internal responses. Instead of being swept away by anxiety or fear, we can acknowledge these feelings and choose how to respond. This practice fosters emotional resilience, as we learn to navigate the ebb and flow of life with grace and composure. Additionally, reframing our thoughts around uncertainty can help us develop a more positive outlook. Instead of viewing uncertainty as a void filled with potential failure, we can recognize it as a space for growth and opportunity. For instance, a job loss might initially seem daunting, but it can also be a chance to explore new career paths, pursue passions, or develop skills that were previously overlooked. By shifting our focus from what we might lose to what we might gain, we empower ourselves to take bold steps forward, even in the face of uncertainty. Another important aspect of embracing uncertainty is cultivating a sense of flexibility. Life rarely unfolds according to our plans, and rigidly clinging to expectations can lead to disappointment and frustration. Instead, adopting a flexible mindset enables us to adapt to changing circumstances. This adaptability not only reduces stress, but also enhances our capacity to seize opportunities as they arise. When we let go of the need for a predetermined outcome, we open ourselves up to new experiences and perspectives that enrich our lives. Building a support network can also play a significant role in navigating uncertainty. Sharing our experiences with trusted friends, family members, or mentors can provide comfort and guidance during challenging times. These connections remind us that we are not alone in facing uncertainty and that others have successfully navigated similar challenges. Additionally, discussing our fears and uncertainties with others can help us gain new insights and perspectives, allowing us to approach situations with greater clarity and confidence. Embracing uncertainty also involves cultivating a sense of self-compassion. It is essential to recognize that experiencing uncertainty is a common human experience. By treating ourselves with kindness during times of doubt or confusion, we create a nurturing inner dialogue that fosters resilience. Self-compassion allows us to acknowledge our feelings without harsh judgment, creating a safe space for growth and exploration. When we honor our vulnerability, we are more likely to approach uncertainty with openness rather than defensiveness. Uncertainty can ignite creativity and innovation. When we step outside of our comfort zones, we are often compelled to think differently and explore new solutions. This process can lead to personal and professional growth as we discover untapped potential within ourselves. For example, artists, entrepreneurs, and scientists frequently encounter uncertainty in their work. Yet it is often this very uncertainty that drives innovation and breakthroughs. By embracing the unknown, we can tap into our creativity and develop new ways of thinking and problem solving. Finally, cultivating a sense of gratitude can help us embrace uncertainty more fully. When we focus on the positives in our lives, we create a buffer against the anxiety that often accompanies uncertainty. Practicing gratitude encourages us to recognize the beauty in the unknown and to appreciate the journey itself, rather than fixating solely on outcomes. This practice allows us to celebrate the small victories and lessons learned along the way, fostering a sense of joy even amid uncertainty. In summary, embracing uncertainty is an essential skill that enables us to navigate the complexities of life with resilience and grace. By practicing mindfulness, reframing our thoughts, cultivating flexibility, building supportive connections, and fostering self-compassion, we can transform our relationship with uncertainty. Rather than viewing it as a source of fear, we can see it as an opportunity for growth, creativity, and exploration. Ultimately, it is through embracing uncertainty that we can discover our true potential and create a fulfilling life rich with experiences and possibilities. In embracing uncertainty, we unlock a pathway to resilience, creativity, and profound personal growth. By shifting our perspective, we transform fear into curiosity, viewing the unknown as a canvas upon which we can paint new possibilities. Mindfulness allows us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, fostering emotional resilience that helps us navigate the unpredictable nature of life. This journey requires flexibility and adaptability, empowering us to pivot when circumstances change and to seize opportunities that arise from the unexpected. Cultivating a supportive network reinforces our ability to face uncertainty with confidence. Sharing our fears and experiences not only alleviates the weight of isolation, but also opens us to new insights and perspectives that enrich our understanding. In practicing self-compassion, we acknowledge our vulnerabilities without harsh judgment, allowing us to approach uncertainty with openness and grace. By embracing uncertainty, we ignite our creativity, exploring new avenues for innovation and problem solving. Each challenge we encounter becomes an opportunity for growth, and every step into the unknown is a chance to discover our true potential. Finally, practicing gratitude allows us to appreciate the journey, celebrating the lessons learned and the beauty found within life's unpredictability. By welcoming uncertainty into our lives, we foster a mindset that thrives on exploration and possibility. This embrace of the unknown not only enriches our personal experiences, but also enhances our interactions with the world, leading to a more fulfilling and vibrant existence. As we cultivate this attitude, we not only empower ourselves, but also inspire those around us to join us on this transformative journey, where uncertainty is not something to fear, but rather an adventure to embrace. Imagine for a moment that the endless comparisons we make are nothing more than a mirage, a trick of the mind. The truth is, you are not here to compete, to measure yourself against others, or to strive for some elusive perfection. You are here to be you, fully and unapologetically. When you act as if you are the best, not by pretending to be flawless, but by embracing your unique brilliance, you transcend the illusion of better or worse. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's the recognition that no one else can play your role better than you. Today I invite you to see yourself as the masterpiece you already are, and to act accordingly. Shall we begin? Imagine for a moment that the endless comparisons we engage in every day are nothing more than a trick of the mind. Like a mirage on a hot road, they seem real and compelling, but the closer you look, the more you realize there is nothing tangible to hold on to. The world around us has conditioned us to measure ourselves against others constantly, to assess our worth based on someone else's achievements, possessions, or qualities. But here is a truth that cuts through the fog of illusion. You are not here to compete. You are not here to measure yourself against the yardstick of another. You are here for something far greater. You are here to be you, fully, unapologetically, and without reserve. When you begin to act as if you are the best, you are not claiming superiority over anyone. It's not about being better than someone else. Rather, it is about standing firmly in the understanding that no one else can be better at being you than you are. This isn't arrogance, it's self-realization. It's the recognition that you are a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. It's an expression of life that will never again be repeated in the infinite expanse of time. And so, to act as if you are the best is to honor that unique brilliance, to stop doubting and diminishing yourself, and instead embrace the full weight of your individuality. You see, the world often teaches us to seek perfection, to aim for some unattainable ideal that always lies just beyond our reach. But striving for perfection is like chasing the horizon. It will always elude you. The paradox is that the perfection you are seeking already exists, right here and now, in the essence of who you are. You are not perfect in the sense of being flawless, but you are perfect in the sense of being complete. When you find it, it will all be clear what flawless means. Your strengths, your quirks, your triumphs, and even your struggles all weave together into the singular tapestry of your being. And when you act from that understanding, you radiate a power and confidence that can never be faked or manufactured. Confidence is not about having all the answers or never making mistakes. It is about carrying yourself with the belief that no matter what, you are enough. That belief shapes your reality. The way you see yourself influences the way the world sees you. If you walk into a room believing you are inadequate, you will unconsciously project that belief, and the world will reflect it back to you. But if you enter with the quiet assurance that you are exactly where you are meant to be, something remarkable happens. The world begins to align with your belief. People are drawn to the energy of someone who knows their worth, not because they boast or demand attention, but because they embody it effortlessly. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about fully stepping into who you are. Too often we dim our light because we fear standing out or making others uncomfortable. But the truth is, your light was never meant to be hidden. It was meant to illuminate not only your path, but also to inspire others to shine as well. When you act as if you are the best, you give others permission to do the same. You remind them that greatness is not reserved for a select few, but is available to anyone willing to embrace their own unique brilliance. There is no universal standard of better or best. These are human constructs, arbitrary measures that shift and change with time and culture. The only standard that truly matters is your own, and when you stop looking outward for validation and start looking inward, you realize something profound. You are already whole. You are already enough. You don't need to prove your worth, because your worth is inherent. So today, if power is a standard, it is not something you earn, it is something you recognize. So what would your life look like if you stopped comparing, stopped doubting, and started acting as if you were the best? How would you walk, speak, and carry yourself if you truly believed that no one else could be better at being you? The answer is simple. You would live boldly. You would take risks, follow your passions, and speak your truth without fear of judgment. You would approach each day not as a test of your worth, but as an opportunity to express your unique brilliance. To act as if you are the best is not to place yourself above others, but to realize that we are all, in our own ways, expressions of greatness. No one else can replicate your thoughts, your dreams, or the way you see the world. That is your power. And when you own that power, you transform not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. You inspire others to rise to their own greatness, creating a ripple effect that can change the world. If you commit to this with your whole heart, you will have what you need to start remembering the difference between yourself and the tip of the globe, to inspire others to act according to their own greatness. Creating a ripple effect that can change the world is an important part of expressing your power, and when you own that power, you create a life that holds up perfectly. So, step into your light. Act as if you are the best, not because you need to be better than anyone else, but because no one else can be better than you. You are a masterpiece in motion, a singular expression of life itself, and that in itself is enough. To act as if you are the best is not a call to arrogance, but a profound acknowledgement of your unique essence. Too often we are trapped in a loop of self-doubt, constantly measuring ourselves against others, as if life were some grand contest. But what if this comparison is an illusion? What if the very idea of someone being better or worse is a construct that limits your potential and distorts your sense of self? The truth is that you are not in competition with anyone. Life is not a race or a zero-sum game. Instead, it is an infinite canvas where every individual is a brushstroke, contributing something only they can bring. And your role on this canvas is irreplaceable. When you adopt the mindset that you are the best, you are not denying the worth of others. On the contrary, you are stepping into your inherent value and recognizing that no one else can occupy your place in this world. The gifts you bring, the ideas you share, and the energy you embody are yours alone. To diminish yourself by comparison is to deny the world the full expression of who you are. Imagine if a tree hesitated to grow because it felt smaller than another. Imagine if a bird refused to sing because its song was different from the rest. Nature doesn't compare, it simply expresses itself fully. Why should you be any different? Believing that you are the best is not about inflating your ego or pretending to be perfect. Perfection, as many understand it, is a myth, a moving target that can never be reached. But true greatness lies not in perfection, but in authenticity. To be the best version of yourself means to live with honesty, to embrace your strengths and weaknesses alike, and to approach life with the understanding that every experience contributes to your growth. Each moment, whether triumphant or challenging, shapes you into the person you are becoming. When you act from this place of authenticity, you radiate a confidence that no external validation can replicate. Confidence, however, is not always easy to cultivate, especially in a world that often seems designed to make us feel inadequate. Advertising, social media, and societal norms constantly bombard us with images of what we should look like, what we should achieve, and how we should live. But the key to breaking free from these pressures lies in shifting your focus inward. Instead of seeking approval from others, seek alignment with yourself. Life may be full of pain, destruction, fear, injustice, physical ailment, mental debility without meaning, conflict with spouse. What makes you feel alive? What values resonate with your soul? When you act in accordance with these truths, you step into a power that cannot be shaken by external opinions. Acting as if you are the best also means taking responsibility for your life. It means understanding that your potential is limitless, but it is up to you to unlock it. Too often we wait for permission to pursue our dreams, to take risks, or to show up fully in the world. But the truth is, no one else can give you that permission. It must come from within. When you act as if you are the best, you stop waiting and start doing. And so, arising from a deeper and more powerful space within, you begin to push stuff out of you. You take ownership of your journey, recognizing that the only person who can hold you back is yourself. This mindset does not mean you will never face challenges or setbacks. On the contrary, life will test you, and there will be moments of doubt. But when you see yourself as the best, you approach these moments not with fear, but with resilience. You understand that failure is not a reflection of your worth, but a stepping stone toward your growth. Each obstacle becomes an opportunity to learn, adapt, and refine your path. In this way you become unstoppable, not because you avoid difficulty, but because you face it with courage and determination. And what of the people around you? Acting as if you are the best does not create division or competition, it fosters connection. When you fully embrace your own uniqueness, you inspire others to do the same. Your confidence becomes a beacon, encouraging those around you to step into their own light. There is no need for jealousy or comparison when you recognize that everyone has their own unique contribution to make. You are the best at being you, just as they are the best at being themselves. Together, this collective greatness creates a world rich with diversity, creativity, and possibility. Ultimately, to act as if you are the best is to live with intention, to move through life with the understanding that you are here for a reason. Your presence is not an accident. You are an essential thread in the fabric of existence, and your role cannot be filled by anyone else. So, act with confidence, speak your truth, and let your actions reflect the deep knowing that you are enough. This is not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about fully becoming who you already are. When you live this way, you don't just change your own life. You elevate the world around you. To embrace the idea of acting as if you are the best is to acknowledge the profound truth that no one else can replicate your unique essence. You are a one-of-a-kind expression of life, with talents, ideas, and perspectives that belong solely to you. This realization is not about arrogance or superiority. It is about standing in the fullness of your individuality and recognizing that you are enough. Too often, people live under the weight of self-doubt, carrying the mistaken belief that they must prove themselves worthy by some external measure. But the reality is, your worth is inherent, unshakable, and not subject to comparison. When you step into this understanding, your life transforms. The world around us is constantly pulling us into the trap of comparison. Social media, advertising, and cultural expectations bombard us with images of success, beauty, and achievement. as if there is a single narrow standard we must meet to be valued. But comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, your peace, and most importantly, your authenticity. When you compare yourself to others, you diminish the very qualities that make you special. You begin to see yourself through a distorted lens, losing sight of your unique brilliance. To act as if you are the best is to break free from this cycle. It is to declare that your value is not defined by how you measure up to anyone else, but by the truth of who you are. Living with this mindset does not mean denying the achievements or strengths of others. On the contrary, it allows you to celebrate them without feeling diminished. When you see yourself as the best, you no longer view life as a competition. You understand that there is no universal ranking system for worth or success. Everyone has their own path, their own purpose, and their own way of shining. Your greatness does not detract from someone else's, just as their greatness does not diminish yours. This perspective creates a sense of abundance, where there is room for everyone to thrive. Confidence is the cornerstone of this mindset, but it is important to understand what true confidence looks like. It is not about pretending to have all the answers or projecting an image of perfection. True confidence comes from authenticity. It is the quiet, unshakable assurance that you are exactly as you are meant to be. This kind of confidence is magnetic because it is rooted in truth. Now, people are drawn to those who are unapologetically themselves because it reminds them that they too can live authentically. However, acting as if you are the best is not always easy. It requires courage to step out of the shadows of doubt and into the light of self-belief. It requires you to silence the inner critic that tells you you are not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. This critic often speaks with the voice of fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being accepted. But fear is a liar. It thrives on the illusion of inadequacy, and the only way to overcome it is to act in spite of it. When you choose to act as if you are the best, you are telling fear that it no longer has power over you. This mindset also demands that you take responsibility for your life. To act as if you are the best means to recognize that your potential is limitless, but it is up to you to bring it to life. It is about showing up fully, even when it's uncomfortable, and giving your best effort in all that you do. It means setting goals that align with your passions and values and pursuing them with determination and focus. It also means allowing yourself the grace to make mistakes, knowing that each misstep is an opportunity to learn and grow. One of the most beautiful aspects of living this way is the impact it has on others. When you act as if you are the best, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your confidence becomes a catalyst for their growth, showing them that they too can embrace their uniqueness and live boldly. This creates a ripple effect, where each person's courage and authenticity encourage others to step into their greatness. In this way, your choice to live fully not only transforms your own life, but also contributes to a world where everyone can shine. To act as if you are the best is to live with intention and purpose. It is to move through life with the understanding that your presence matters and that you have something valuable to offer. You are not here to fit into someone else's mold or to play a role that was not meant for you. You are here to be yourself, fully and unapologetically. And when you live this way, you do not just succeed. You thrive. You become a beacon of possibility, a reminder that greatness is not something to be achieved, but something to be realized. It is already within you, waiting to be expressed. So step into your power, embrace your uniqueness, and act as if you are the best, not because you need to prove it, but because it is the truth. To act as if you are the best is not about arrogance or believing you are above others. It is about fully embodying the truth of your uniqueness and living unapologetically as yourself. It's about recognizing that life has no universal scoreboard, no definitive measure of who is better or worse. Each person carries a distinct blend of qualities, perspectives, and experiences that no one else can replicate. This realization is the foundation of acting as if you are the best, not because you are in competition with others, but because you acknowledge that no one can be better at being you. You are already the best at what you were meant to be, and stepping into this truth is both liberating and transformative. Life often teaches us to seek validation from external sources. From a young age, we are encouraged to measure our worth by grades, accolades, approval, and how we compare to others. This conditioning creates a mindset that prioritizes external validation over inner fulfillment. But the problem with seeking validation outside of yourself is that it's fleeting and unreliable. What pleases one person might not impress another. So, what society celebrates today may be irrelevant tomorrow. By acting as if you are the best, you shift your focus inward, grounding your sense of worth in something unshakable, the recognition of your inherent value. This mindset doesn't mean ignoring areas for growth or pretending to be flawless. Growth is an essential part of life, and self-improvement is a natural expression of self-love. But acting as if you are the best allows you to approach growth from a place of confidence rather than inadequacy. You don't seek to fix yourself because you believe you are broken. You seek to evolve because you know you are capable of more. This subtle but profound shift changes the way you approach challenges and opportunities. Instead of fearing failure or judgment, you embrace the process, knowing that every step you take is a reflection of your courage and commitment to yourself. The power of belief cannot be overstated. The way you perceive yourself shapes the way you experience life. If you carry yourself with the belief that you are inadequate or unworthy, you unconsciously project that energy, and the world reflects it back to you. On the other hand, when you act as if you are the best, you exude confidence and self-assurance, drawing opportunities and connections that align with your belief in yourself. This is not about faking it or pretending to be something you're not. It's about aligning your actions and mindset with the truth of your worth. When you act as if you are the best, you stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on your own journey. Comparison is one of the greatest barriers to self-confidence. It's easy to look at someone else's achievements or talents and feel as though you fall short. But the reality is, no two paths are the same. What makes someone else shine might not be what makes you shine. Your purpose, your strengths, and your impact are uniquely yours. When you focus on these, you free yourself from the trap of comparison and step into a space where you can thrive on your own terms. This mindset also challenges you to take responsibility for your life. To act as if you are the best means to own your choices, your actions, and your dreams. It requires you to stop waiting for permission or circumstances to align perfectly. Instead, you create the opportunities you seek by showing up fully and unapologetically. You recognize that while external factors may influence your journey, the ultimate driver of your success is your belief in yourself and your willingness to act on that belief. Moreover, when you live with this mindset, you inspire others. Confidence is contagious. When people see you living authentically and embracing your worth, it encourages them to do the same. Your courage becomes a reminder to those around you that they too are capable of greatness. You become a source of light, not by diminishing others, but by showing them that there is room for everyone to shine. In this way, acting as if you are the best creates a ripple effect that uplifts not only your own life, but also the lives of those you touch. At its core, this way of living is about embracing the truth that you are already enough. You don't need to prove your worth or achieve a certain status to be valuable. Your existence alone is a testament to your significance. Every flaw, every strength, every experience you've had contributes to the masterpiece that is you. Acting as if you are the best means celebrating this truth daily, carrying yourself with pride, and living in alignment with the knowledge that you are irreplaceable. In the end, the act of seeing yourself as the best is not about separating yourself from others, but about recognizing the unity within individuality. Each person is a unique expression of life, and by embracing your uniqueness, you contribute to the rich tapestry of human experience. You are not better than anyone else, nor is anyone better than you. You are simply you, and that is more than enough. To act as if you are the best is to embrace the profound understanding that your life is not defined by external comparisons or validations, but by the essence of who you are. Each of us is a unique, unrepeatable phenomenon in the vast tapestry of existence. And to diminish yourself by thinking you are less than anyone else is to deny the truth of your brilliance. Acting as if you are the best does not mean pretending to be perfect or flawless. It is not about arrogance or trying to outshine others. Instead, it is about stepping fully into your own light, owning your individuality, and living in alignment with the truth that your worth is not determined by anyone else's opinion or achievements. Far too often, people shrink themselves to fit into molds created by societal expectations, fearing judgment or rejection. They play small, thinking that being humble means denying their own greatness. But true humility is not about belittling yourself. It is about recognizing the unique role you play in the world and honoring that role with authenticity and confidence. When you act as if you are the best, you are not claiming to be superior to others, but acknowledging that you are unparalleled in being yourself. No one else can see the world through your eyes, dream the dreams you dream, or bring to life the ideas that only you can conceive. This truth is a profound reminder of the irreplaceable value you bring to the world. The challenge, however, lies in believing this truth amidst a world that often seems intent on making you doubt it. From an early age, you are conditioned to compare yourself to others, to measure your worth by grades, titles, accolades, or material possessions. You are taught that success looks a certain way and that your value depends on how well you meet these external standards. But these are illusions, fleeting benchmarks that hold no true power over the depth of your being. When you act as if you are the best, you liberate yourself from these illusions and instead anchor your worth in the unchanging truth of your uniqueness. Living this way requires courage. It means stepping out of the shadows of self-doubt and choosing to see yourself not through the lens of limitation, but through the lens of possibility. It means rejecting the inner voice that tells you you are not good enough and replacing it with a voice of empowerment that says, "I am exactly who I am meant to be." This is not about ignoring your flaws or challenges, but about understanding that they too are part of your journey. Every setback, every mistake, every struggle has shaped you and taught you lessons that no one else can claim. They have made you stronger, wiser, and more capable of navigating the complexities of life. When you act as if you are the best, you begin to carry yourself differently. You walk with confidence, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust in your ability to figure things out. You speak with authenticity, not to impress others, but to express your truth. You pursue your dreams boldly, not because success is guaranteed, but because you know that the journey itself is worth it. This way of living transforms not only your relationship with yourself, but also your interactions with the world. People are drawn to those who exude self-assurance and authenticity because it inspires them to embrace their own potential. Acting as if you are the best also means taking responsibility for your life. It is a declaration that you will no longer allow fear or self-doubt to hold you back. Instead, you choose to step forward with purpose and determination, knowing that you have the power to create the life you desire. This is not about waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect circumstances. It is about realizing that the perfect moment is now, and the perfect circumstances are those you create through your actions and mindset. This way of living is not just about personal empowerment, it is about contribution. When you live as if you are the best, you naturally elevate those around you. Your confidence and authenticity become a beacon for others, showing them that they too can embrace their greatness. You inspire by example, reminding people that they are not defined by their limitations, but by their potential. This ripple effect creates a world where everyone feels empowered to shine, where greatness is not seen as a scarce resource, but as an abundant truth available to all. At its core, to act as if you are the best is to live in alignment with the truth of your inherent worth. It is to wake up each day with the intention of honoring your uniqueness, embracing your journey, and contributing your light to the world. It is a choice to see yourself not as a work in progress, waiting for external validation, but as a masterpiece already in motion, continually evolving and growing. You are not here to be someone else, or to meet someone else's expectations. You are here to be you, fully and unapologetically. And in doing so, you fulfill your highest potential, not by becoming the best in comparison to others, but by embracing the truth that you are the best at being you.